is Jeff, the host of the Gridiron.
All right. Now, let's talk about the sexy man doing his dance. Let's talk about the defensive grades. All right, so let me pop this up, y'all. If I can find this here. Here we are. Okay. Now, Burnsy obviously had a fantastic game. Right. Burnsy, look, I mean, this is what you like to see here. Your top two guys. I mean, $50 million a year between these two guys. Obviously, if they're on, Dexter's worth every penny. Burnsy, but Burnsy had a very good game. Very, very good game. According to PFF, right? Well, he had a good game regardless. I'm just saying, this is according to PFF here, right? He had 6 total pressures. You go to, I don't know, so another one, and he'll have 4 pressures. Somebody else might have him at 8 or so, but I'll just go to PFF. That's all I go by, right? Not saying they're 100% accurate, but this is just what I go by, right? But Sexy had 7 total pressures. I mean, we had 36 total pressures in one game, which I think is, if I'm not mistaken, Bob Papa, the Godfather of Go-Go, said, I think it was believe in Giants. Him and Carl Banks, they were talking about this, and I believe he said that the 36 pressures was a record for the Giants, going back as far back as I think he was referring also to PFF. I think going back, so I guess in a single game. I guess because PFF goes back to, I think, 2007 or 2008. So I think going back as far back as they can, the Giants, this is the most pressures the Giants had in a single game since, I guess, maybe 2007. Now, to be fair, also, it's, to the Browns and all that, their offensive line was banged up. Their top 2 offensive tackle were not in. They were banged up. It's also was like when Osi Manure had his 6 sacks against the Eagles. Can't remember what year it was, but to be fair to the Eagles, I think there was a 38-string tackle they had in there going up against them. He just ate the dude alive. It is what it is. I mean, that's what goes back. Another thing Bob Papa says, a lot of times it's not who you play, it's when you play them. Now, if we were playing the Browns 2 months later and Willis is back and Conklin's back and our offensive line has played 4, 5, 6 games in a row and they're starting to gel and all that stuff, and a Chubb comes back, right? You got Watson, you got Chubb, you got Njoku comes back. Hope I said his name right. I'm an idiot. Right? You got Jerry Jeudy, you got Amari Cooper, right? I mean, holy crap. I mean, I'm not saying they're going to put up 50 points on you, but I mean, that's a lot different than what the Browns trotted out there last Sunday on offense. So it's when you play them. Chubb wasn't in there, Njoku wasn't in there, Wills wasn't in there, and Conklin wasn't in there. I mean, 4 phenomenal players. So it's when the Giants played them. Another reason why the Cowboys look so good. Their defense looks so good. The Cowboys' defense can be good, obviously, without question. But, they just chewed up the Browns because the Browns' offensive line is in disarray. They don't have a running attack. And their tight end's not playing, so it's right. But this is what you like to say. Top 2 guys here, right? Guys you're paying the big bucks for. Burns and Dexter Lawrence leading the way. Brian Burns, 89.7. Sexy Dexy, 87.5. Look at that. Elijah Chapman was in there for 21, 86.6. Now, you don't want to get you don't want to start carving out Elijah Chapman Hall of Fame bust yet, because if you look here, right, his first game against Minnesota, he was in there for 24 snaps, 42.7. Then against Washington, week 2, 50.8. So, I mean, although, there's a little bit of an improvement, but that doesn't mean this week he won't take a step backwards. But, right, I mean, overall, 86.6, I'll take that. But, I mean, as I said, he's has kind of held his own, nothing super spectacular. He did very, very well, obviously, this past Sunday. And obviously you're pulling for the guy. I hope the guy freaking makes the team. You need backup guys that can give anybody a rest. Guy's got a motor, right? Guy gives it his all. Guy, a freaking running back, breaks through the line of scrimmage, is heading toward the sideline. Elijah, not saying he's going to be able to bring everybody down, but he's going to hustle his rear end off to try to do it, right? Micah McFadden, good to see him in there, 82.3. He had a lot of tackles too. Jason Pinnock, another great game, 82.2. DJ Davidson, 79.5. Andrew Phillips, I don't understand this. This is just I don't understand this. 76.7. I don't understand it. Second game, he played 60 snaps, but 16 snaps week 1, 84.3. This week here against Cleveland, 7 snaps, 76.7. I'm not sure if he's injured or not, but he's really doing good. Really doing good. I think him, Phillips, and Newman. Yeah, definitely 2 winners. We got 2 guys. McFadden's got some room to grow, but I mean, you can see Banks is not a Deion Sanders, but he's an adequate cornerback. Phillips going to be good. We got Pinnock, we got Newman, McFadden, got a Carrick, Dexter Lawrence, Kayvon Thibodeau. We're starting to round off into a pretty decent defense here. I think they need to start getting more and more familiar, obviously, with the Shane Bowen way of doing things, and the defense should start coming around. I'm not saying we're going to be a top 5 unit, but I mean, if we can ever add another real solid cornerback, and if we can get a stud next to Dexter Lawrence, this could be a fantastic defense, really. The thing is, trying to get a stud next to Dexter Lawrence, the problem with that is you have to draft one, because you get one in free agent, a real good stud, it's going to cost you $15, $20 million, whatever. You know what I mean? So the best thing to do is try to draft a stud. All right. Bobby Okereke, 67.3. Adoree Jackson was in there for 17 snaps, 66.8. Art Green, 11 snaps, 66.5. Cordell Flott, 64. I mean, he had a good game. He had a lot of tackles, 63.8. Jordan Riley was in there just 2 snaps, 60.5. Kayvon Thibodeau, 52 snaps, 58.3. Azeez Ojulari, 28 snaps, 53. Nacho was in there for 44 snaps, 52.7. Dane Belton was in there for 17 snaps, 51.8. Tay Banks, 48.7. Yeah, it's kind of weird because they can hear his run defense was a 65.8. His tackling was a 78.7. His coverage grade was a 46.1. I mean, these two were up here, but I mean, somehow they only gave him a 48.7. But I mean, it's tough. I mean, the touchdown pass to the corner of Amari Cooper, sometimes you just got to tip your cap. You really just got to tip your cap sometimes. The pass was perfect. The catch was perfect. The coverage was fantastic. Was it Belton, I think, was over top. Whoever it was just came over a little bit late. Because Pinnock came down, was rushing down, and it left a single high safety. And it was like Cooper was going over to the left-hand side, and there was somebody else kind of going. It looked like they were maybe breaking out to the right-hand side. And I remember it was Belton or Newman, but they came over, and they were a little bit late. But, I mean, the pass was just so good. It is what it is. Sometimes you got to tip your cap. Right? Good pass, man. Good pass. Let's see. I said Banks, 48.7. Isaiah Simmons, good to see him in there at 30 snaps, 44.6. But, yeah, his tackling. He got some pressures. He got 2 pressures, so he did good, right? His run defense was good. But his tackling, he's got to do better on tackling. I mean, according to PFF, he missed 33.3. He missed a third of his tackling opportunity. Apparently, he had 6 chances to get tackles. He missed 2 of them. That's not good. That's horrible. And Murasao was in there for just 3 snaps, 30.4. But he was banged up, right? So you're not exactly sure how much you were going to get from him. But he good. Hopefully he'll be okay. We're certainly going to need somebody like him, especially like on special teams and all that and everything. But with McFadden back, right?